Hey y'all, what's up? Celeste. I'm trying to do my season 2 review of Boomerang. It was out earlier this week. Okay, so one thing. I've been drinking. I wanted to do a review with me a little tipsy so I can see what it feels like, what it looks like, whatever. Okay, so Boomerang season 2, episode 1. This is where we're at, y'all. Okay, so it picks up directly where season 1 left off. I'm checking this because it keeps cutting out on me. Sorry, y'all. Okay, so at the end of season 1, Simone cheated on Bryson, who spent tons of time just trying to get with her because he loved her. So Bryson is big mad, and at the very beginning of this episode, they show him with multiple women. Like Bryson is banging everything that has a hole and a pulse, basically, just getting into it. And he has a watch on his wrist, and it seems to time all these women that he's with. Whatever, I don't even care. Bryson is hoeing out here with this, that, and the other, just whatever. He's sleeping with anything with a pulse. Okay, so from there we see it is homecoming weekend at the HBCU that they all used to go to, and their plan is to meet at the HBCU to get the celebration kicked off. I guess that's a regular thing. All right, so we see Crystal and Tia at a store, and they're in a group chat with everybody minus Simone, and they're getting their requests. And Bryson's requested them, give me some Henny, give me some condoms, and Tia's like, oh, this poor pathetic motherfucker, basically. He's trying to get his requests in for these condoms, and we all see that's some desperate limp dick, whatever. Um, Tons of comments coming in, requests, and they're getting sick of it, literally to the point that when they're done shopping and they're loading the groceries in the car, they're still getting requests from all of them. And you also see at this point all the friends are like confused because they have two different group chats going on, one with Bryson minus Simone, one with Simone minus Bryson. Like, they're not together anymore, but the group has to adjust to this and make sense out of it. So they're all talking back and forth, and Simone hits them up in this opposite group chat, and she's like, "Oh, are we doing a pregame? What's up, y'all?" Da da da. Crystal and Tia are blowing her off with some bullshit excuses, but it's like Ari forgot I'm a part of this group chat and part of that, and he's like, "So what? We're not meeting at Bryson's for pregame, whatever." And you see Simone like sitting at home like, what the fuck? Anyway, okay, so everybody else aside from Simone's, oh my gosh, meets at Bryson's house. They're all chilling, hanging, partying, whatever. And at this point, Ari is hyped. He's the hype man. He's like, oh, we about to do all this, we about to do some F's in this all. He's like, number one, um, we about to get fucked up. And he's like, you see Bryson right here, right? Bryson is hitting the Hennessy hard, okay? And he's like, two, fornication. I got that under wraps. Like, I'm going to handle that shit. Because as we know, Bryson is bi and he gets down with the girls and the guys and he's got it on lock, okay? And Tia is like, okay, whatever. And they're trying to give her shit because, since she blew up with her whole musical thing last season, she has like a 500,000 followers on her social media sites. And Bryson is trying to call her out for it, saying that's all she's concerned with. And she's like, whatever. And she's like, you go ahead and put me down for another F, and that means followers, okay? So it is what it is. This is where she's at. This is what she's been able to accommodate, and she's rolling with it. Okay, nothing's wrong with that. Then we see they have the little moment. They're drinking, they're talking, they're hanging out, whatever. Then we see there's a moment, and they acknowledge that, oh, we're happy to be together, whatever. And they're like, oh, even though one person wasn't invited. So they're acknowledging that Simone is absent in all this. And then Bryson, he acts like he doesn't even acknowledge it, basically. He's like, I don't know, no one's missing here, whatever. And Crystal's like, don't be petty. She calls him out on it. Okay, then Bryson, he's excited. They're staying in their old dorms. Basically, they're talking about going back to their old college, what's about to pop off here. And Bryson is like, ooh, we about to stay in the old dorms. And he's like, I always wanted to bust one off in the old dorm showers, community showers. And Simone and T are like, ew, like that's nasty. Like, it's for real. Okay, I have never even been to a dorm shower, but I do know this. In an area where you share showers, there's tons of germs, okay? Number one. Number two, if you want to bust one off or have some sex in them showers, you nasty. That's just gross. I don't even know what to say. Okay, so then we go on from there. Okay, so during that little celebration, the pre-homecoming celebration, we see Bryson and Ari, and they're going off because they've all had their drinks and they're listening to some music. And the song that they're listening to is "Dreams and Nightmares" by Meek Mill. And Ari and Bryson are going off. They're like spitting the rap that he did. This is a moment for real. If you know this song, if you're a Meek Mill fan, if you in this whole era of it, that's a strong moment right there. Okay, so from there we see Tia and Crystal. um they've left the celebration and now they're riding in an Uber with Simone, and they're talking and they're doing a little bit too much right here. They're laughing, da da, and Simone's like, okay, so you guys are drunk. And she's like, so you did go to Bryson's for pre-celebration, homecoming celebration. And they're like, oh my gosh, girl. They're like, this shit is mad awkward and y'all made it that way. And she's like, it's not awkward. It really isn't. Like me and okay, so we don't talk, but it's not awkward. And Crystal's like, bitch, literally right now, that's the definition of awkward. In our crew of people, y'all are not talking. That's a different, I'm sorry, definition. Wow. Okay, I've been drinking. That's the definition of awkward. So she makes it clear to her. Okay, so we go from there. Okay. Um let's get y'all. Okay, so then we see they're at the homecoming celebration and they have Tia. She's on one of those megaphone things. She's talking, she's bringing in the weekend basically. This is homecoming, da da da, and she's setting it off. And what I have to say, and I'm gonna go back here. Number one, Holly Berry and Lena Waithe are executive producers on this show. A huge part of this show in this particular episode is School Days, Spike Lee. Okay, so all you old heads like myself, Spike Lee fans who know him from the beginning, I freaking love School Days. Yeah, like if you haven't seen School Days by Spike Lee, I'm gonna need you to go back and watch that shit because the director, executive producers of this show, Holly Berry, she was in the original Boomerang, but she lived through the era of Spike Lee's School Days, and they incorporated School Days with this particular episode. Okay, so while Tia is setting all this off the weekend with her megaphone and she's letting everybody know what's up and what we got to be happy about, they incorporate. Okay, so they set the camera on different people on the campus and how they're hell. A lot of people that go to college are dressed like nothing. Sweats, t-shirts, sweats, jerseys. They're nothing in particular, or maybe something in particular. Some of them look like thugs, gangsters, whatever. That's the way they're dressed, and they're very good at setting the camera and all the people around to let you know the exact frame that they're in, time frame that they're in, the era that they're in. And this is college, which doesn't they didn't put it into a box as far as the people that are concerned with it or the style that they're rocking. Okay, it's all over the place and it is what it is, and that's realistic. Okay, so we see the whole crew basically after Tia set it off at this point meeting up. And what you do see is Crystal trying to tell Simone, are you going to be cool? Are you going to be okay? And Simone's like, I was never tripping. Like, I'm not mad. And then you also see Crystal creep over to Bryson and she's like, you're going to be nice, right? Don't make this awkward, da da da. And he's like, whatever. So you see Simone. She comes in, she's greeting the guys, she's hugging them, she's like, hey, hello, how you doing? And she gets to Bryson and she's like, hey, Bryson, how you doing? He's like, what's up? You see him on the flask, he's drinking already, but he literally greets Simone like, you're not that much shit. Like, you ain't shit. Maybe you got whatever. He's not tripping. Okay, so it's cool. All right, from there. So they greet, and at that point, she's like, oh my God, I'm so happy to have all of us here together. And honestly, this is the first time in season 2 where we literally see them all together except Tia at this point. Because, like I said earlier, she was off setting off, homecoming weekend. And Bryson's like, yeah, but Tia's not here, whatever. Okay, so then we go from there. Crystal gives all of them the events bracelets basically, which allows them to go to the dance tonight, the different events. It's their way into things. She lets them know these are your bracelets, but don't, if you lose it, don't come to me because I'm not trying to get you. I'm not going to save you. You got one bracelet. It is what it is. Okay. Okay. So from there, we see Ari and Bryson, and they're in their old dorm rooms. Okay, so they're all talking about, oh my God, how do we ever fit in the little dorm rooms, the bunk beds? How do we ever fit 2 people in this bed? That's what Bryson is saying. And Ari's like, how do we fit 3 people in this? Because Bryson, one female, Ari, a man and a woman. It is what it is. Okay, so at the time that they're discussing this, 2 women come into the doorway and they're like, hey, what's up? They're trying to talk to him. And the women are obviously older. So these are like some cougars trying to creep in on some younger guys. And Bryson is like, no, no, no. He's trying to shut that shit down. He's not here for it. And Ari is like, yes, what's up? Okay, so they immediately cut from that, and then we see Tia. She's walking away from the event where she was setting off the weekend, with the megaphone with everyone. She's got all her little crew with her, and apparently all her crew with her are ex strippers or current stripper. I don't know, because as we all know, she is an ex stripper herself. So they come into contact with this crew of majorettes who are currently part of the band here at the college, right here, right now. And the crazy thing is, when they meet in this particular moment, if you saw School Days like I did, you know exactly where this came from because they all trying to basically talk shit to each other. It's a combative little moment. And from there, we go directly into from School Days. School One of the best scene from School Days was where we had the light skinned girls and the dark skinned girls, and they met at the beauty salon, and they had a little war going on between good and bad hair. So the dark skinned girls apparently, and this is all out bullshit because this is the struggle within the black community. The dark skinned black people talk about good and bad hair. The light skinned people are like, oh, I got the good hair, da da da, this and that, and I find it crazy because I'm light skinned and technically I have what's called bad hair, but I take great strides to handle my hair and do what I do. A lot of time, a lot of money, and a lot of effort gets me to where I'm at right now. It is what it is. But anyway, they all go into the salon. I guess you'd say they pulled this straight out of School Days, and it's so good, yo. Like you have flashbacks. If you know this movie, you have the flashbacks. If you don't know this movie, this is a cult hit classic. Spike Lee's School Days is a cult hit. Don't miss out on this. Go see the movie. Not go see the Look it up, watch it somewhere, get a DVD, whatever you got to do. It's a good one. So this whole thing takes place and it's really good, y'all. Like the dancing. And the crazy thing is, throughout the dancing, the majorettes are trying to call out the strippers and they're doing the same dances as they are because, truth be told, everybody's twerking nowadays. The strippers do it, everybody else. Twerking is a thing. It's not new, okay? So from there, ooh, I gotta catch it in my notes, y'all. I went off script. Okay. So we see Crystal and Simone later in the evening. They have an actual dance that's going on there, and the dance is taking place. Um, Crystal and Simone, they're sipping, and they have adult. Oh, before they get to the dance, they're walking down the quad strip, and literal, the Capri Suns that we normally give to the kids. So I didn't even know this, but it's cool as hell. They have these really big adult size Capri Suns, and they have like alcoholic beverages in them. So they're walking and they're talking and they're drinking out of the straw, and it's a cool moment. And then one chick who's part of the church comes up to Crystal and she's like, "Hey, Crystal, oh my God, I'm so sad. I was sorry to hear that you got divorced." And da 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 da. And Crystal's like, "Yeah, I'm sure you heard it from somebody, at the church." And she's like, "Actually, I did." She's trying to poke fun at in a real screwed up way at Crystal for being divorced from their preacher at their church. And she's like, "Okay, hold on." She stops and she's like, "Either you and I are going to play this stupid ass banter back and forth about me being divorced, or why don't we get into you going through the whole men's choir? You with your coochie going through the entire men's choir. How do you want to play this?" So she basically shames old girl to walking away. And at that moment, when they stop, Simone and Crystal are standing in front of Simone's dad's. Um, there was a building that would, I'm sure he gave enough money to the college to get a building in his name. And you saw his name that used to be there on the building, and it's no longer there. So it's like the shade of his name being removed from the building. They stop at that moment, and you can literally see at that moment, Simone is like hurt, like she's butt hurt. It's like a fucked up moment. It's a sombering, fucked up moment. And Crystal's like, "You know what? We about to have fun. Just me and you, let's do this." So at that moment, they both agree, we're gonna go on and we're gonna have fun and we're gonna act like nothing's going on. Okay, so from there, as I started to say earlier, they have a dance at the college there, and the dance is going off cool. They're dancing. Simone and Crystal are dancing one on one. And I gotta say this, my favorite thing about the two of them, Simone is a very fit, thinner type of female, but she's a little bit thick at the same time. But when I say that, I mean like Mariah Carey was. Mariah Carey has always been like extremely thin, but she's always had like this little area above. Gosh, I don't know how to say this without getting stupid or detailed, but Mariah Carey didn't have an exactly straight, flat stomach. Okay, she had the abs, probably a six pack, and maybe a little area above the in that fupa area. She had a tiny bit of something, but it was sexy as fuck. Okay, like it had it going on, and that's how Simone's body is set. But she has a booty, like she has it all going on. And then Crystal, I love, love, love her because she is the exact example of thick and sexy. So Crystal is dark skin. She's chocolate. She's voluptuous. She has curves. She is to the T what I want to be. Like, Crystal has it going on. Okay. So they're dancing. They're having a fun time. They're dancing together. They end up dancing with different guys. It is what it is. No big deal. Then, okay. So they cut to Ari. He actually made it. Oh, okay. Hold on. Before I get to Ari, let me say, Bryson is sitting in the bleachers at this dance, and he's like, upset. He looks mad confused. He looks upset. But he also looks fucked up because he's drunk and he's drinking out of a flask while they're, during the dance. He's watching all this stuff going on. He's even getting mad jealous when he sees Simone dancing with another dude. He's getting fucked up. And then he walks outside. It's like he went outside to get some air. And while he's out there, he has a slight brush up with a fraternity. No big deal, whatever. They all tell him, "You're fucking sad because you're sitting here drinking alone at this dance. That's what you're doing." Okay, so from there, back in the dance, we see Simone, who's at the table having a drink, but she's watching her best friend Crystal on the dance floor with this dude, and they're getting it like it's a slow. Okay, another thing that they brought into this, they were playing "Ain't Gonna Hurt Nobody." Okay, so you remember Kid and Play, that song from House Party. That's the song that they had danced to together, and now it's a slow song. So Simone is watching Crystal dance with some dude, and it's just like all some body type movement, whatever. So Simone is standing there, she's watching it, and she's happy for her girl, and then her phone goes off. It's a text message. It's from Bryson. Um, Apparently he asked her to meet up. So her dumb ass goes and meets up with Bryson, and the next thing you see, her and Bryson are getting it in the best way. But what you also see during this is her and her sounds that she has going on with Bryson, which are definitely emotional. It's like another love connection for her, but at the same time for Bryson, he's getting it done. And he literally had her name timed in his phone, just like every other bitch that he slept with at the beginning of this episode. And it's no big deal. The one thing you do see different is when her time is up, he keeps on going and he literally grabs into her hair and he's getting it from right here. Like, most black men don't touch into a black woman's hair like that because they know better. But this motherfucker didn't get, and honestly, she didn't either. Like, that's how good it was. So at the end of that little sexcapade here, he's standing up, he's getting dressed, he's putting his pants on, and it's like she's in that spent mode after we had sex, after I had sex, after I had made love with somebody that I love, and she's sitting up and she's got the blankets around her and she's like, oh my God, what does this mean? And you see him tell her, turn around and look her dead in the face, and he's like, nothing. And he walks off like she ain't shit. Y'all, this season's about to be some shit. I don't even know what to say. I'm excited for it. This is a good show and I'm here for it. So I don't know. Hit the like button, become a subscriber. Let me know what y'all think, okay? Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye bye.